Hello, everybody. So I got to digging in that bag of 3030 shells. The general consensus was, and it was actually the way I was leaning in the first place, was pull those bullets and clean up those casings and use them for 32 specials. So that's what I'm going to do. And I did pull three so far, and they're three different projectiles. And I'm finding a couple different head stamps here. Some old 30 Winchester centerfires. I don't know how old those would be. I'm going to assume these are Remington Peters 3030. I got one with an FC. I don't think I figured out what that would be. And then these are just some super Winchesters. So I'm going to use a trick that I learned from CW. And I think I saw Broke Loader doing this. I just put a shell in the shell holder, bring it up through. I just took a thick piece of leather that I had, and a good set of ice grips. Get them clamped on that bullet, gentle, so I'm not on the brass, and a little tug with the handle, and boop, she comes loose. Now, I got at least two different kind of powders out of those casings so far. So that was one of the Winchester Supers, and it's a very fine sort of flake powder with that projectile. Let's see what we get from the other ones. Alright, next one I pulled was one of the FCs, and that is that's also a fine little sort of flaky. I don't know, they almost look like little balls. And that projectile. The next one I pulled out was one of the, I'm thinking Remington Peters 3030 Winchester. Oh my, that's some of that stick powder. That's actually some pretty cool looking stuff. And what was this projectile? And the last type head stamp that I pulled just now was one of these Super Speed 30 WCF, and that's also that stick type. Over top of, or with this over top of it. So just kind of neat stuff. Well, I guess I've only got about 30 or so more to go. Take them nice and easy. The powder's going to end up fertilizer in the front yard. Oh, that one didn't come. Trying to be careful. Oh, I'm going to have to clamp on that one a little harder. There we go. Alright, we got bullets pulled, we got powder out and fertilized in the yard. I sprayed these with some One Shot, and I didn't really let them dry all that much because I figured as crusty as they were, they could probably use a little bit of extra lube. And primers are coming out okay. There, opening that mouth up a little bit. Everything seems to be okay. No splits, no major dents. I'm gonna guess these must have been carried around by somebody for a long time. There were at least 3 of the really old looking ones that had powder kind of caked in them. Had to get in there with a piece of wire and scrape around a little bit. But I'm going to get these deprimed, and I've already got some fairly junky looking media in the, oh, there's the primer. It's pretty junky looking media in my Harbor Freight tumbler. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw them in there and let them roll around for a couple of hour or two. We'll see what they look like. Okay, well, got everything deprimed, and I'm going to guess these were never ever fired. Primer pockets are absolutely clean. They're getting ready to take themselves a little tumble. All right, they've got a nice cap full of new finish in there with them, and on better accounting, looks like there's actually 37 of them instead of 36. So this is the Harbor Freight tumbler vibrator, and it's their walnut shell media. I went ahead and bit the bullet and got one. Figured this would make life a little easier for cleaning stuff. So let's check them in an hour or so. All right. Just imagine that SpongeBob thing 2 hours later. It's been about 2 hours, and she's a little warm, always is. And we'll take a look and see how they cleaned up. That's always good. So I cheat a little bit on this process. I have a dirty little bin here to keep my polish in, and I have just a container thing. Let me zoom back out here a little bit. I think this was for holding CDs, and I just keep it in the bottom of the container there. Then I can dump my brass into it. Clean this out real good. And that just sifts my media back out. Well, they're still a little discolored, some of them, but boy, they look nice inside. It was cleaned up pretty darn well. I gotta be happy with that. Huh. Well, there we go. That's the soon-to-be 32 Special Brass. Well, they do look a heck of a lot better. Just for grins, I grabbed one and some polish just to see how much more I could get it cleaned up. And it's still stained pretty bad on that one side, but they're nice and clean now. Maybe give them a good rinse. There's still some gunk. I don't know. Coming together. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, I went back through and did a quick inspection on some of them because I found splits. Only two. There's a pretty good split right here in the neck and the shoulder, and there's one there. I don't know if I did that whenever I expanded them. I don't know. But so I got 35 pieces instead of 36 or 37 that I thought I had. Still not too bad.